welcome back to Learning Guitar with Demoz School of Music. Your teacher is Tony Doss, celebrated guitarist and professional musician with 2 decades of experience. The previous video demonstrated the technique of arpeggio, or playing a chord one note at a time. If you haven't watched it, please do so now.
Hi, this is Tony Doss from Demoz School of Music, and I'd like to welcome you back to our series here on how to play guitar for beginners. Now, I know you might have been getting impatient in the last few episodes because we've been learning a couple of interesting things, but they all kind of culminate in this particular lesson where we're going to be learning how to play a very cool song, a very popular song back when I was slightly younger. This is called Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams, and it involves a lot of the techniques and the ideas that we've learned up till this point. So let's get right into it. So this song is in the key of D. That means it uses notes from the D major scale. That is D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. We're not going to be playing around with those notes too much for the purpose of this exercise or this lesson, but it's just good to know which notes are in the D major scale. So the song starts off with a nice guitar sort of intro, and on the actual recording there is a little bit of distortion. If you recognize what that means, it's a slightly grittier sounding guitar, but we can totally play exactly the same thing on a clean guitar or an acoustic guitar. It's just as fun and it's just as legitimate. So it starts with a D chord, a D major chord, and we play it like this. So if you recognize that from one of our earlier lessons, we were using our palm muting along with playing the open strings to get this nice sort of interesting dynamic effect of a muted effect and then an open string effect, and that gives us a nice kind of explosion in the middle of a rather subdued part. Right? So what are we playing? We're just playing this D major chord. We're almost not playing the high E string. You can if you like to, but for the most part, we're only focusing on the D and the G and the B strings. Now, if we learn to count this the way that we have before, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we're opening up the sound of the strings on 1 and 2 and. So on the 1 and on the and after 2. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3. So there's an extra 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 where we're only playing completely muted. And this is the pattern for the whole intro part of the song. So we start off on the D and we play this twice. Got my first real 6-string, played it in the 5 and dime. And then we do the same thing for the next chord, which is an A major. Till my fingers bled was the summer of '69, and that's all we do it for until he says was the summer of '69, and then we go into these nice big sounding open chords, and again we go back to the D major and we play a small variation on the D major. It's called a D suspended 2 to be precise, which is we take our middle finger off of the D and then we put it on to play the full D. So we're playing a D suspended 2 and then a full D major. And we do the same thing with the A chord. We play an A suspended 2 and an A major, and we do that by once again taking off the ring finger from our A major chord here, and then putting the ring finger back on to play a full A major. A suspended 2, A major. And that goes for this next section of the verse, which is the part where the drum beat and everything comes in. So that brings us to the end of the first part of our lesson on Summer of '69. I hope you're enjoying yourself. And if you are, please like and share and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, most importantly, tune in for the second part of the lesson, because you don't want to not know how to play the second half of the song. So I will see you there in the second part of the lesson.